What's going on, everybody? You know what time it is. It's time for Rico's Rants. What's going on? I'm gonna go ahead and give it up to the military today. Usually I don't do this, and it's nothing against them. I don't have anything against the military, but usually we don't see eye to eye on shit. But I'm gonna give it up. I'm especially giving a big old shout out to the Joint Chiefs Chair, Milley, General Milley. What's going on, General Milley? What's happening? Because he said this.
First of all, on the issue of critical race theory, et cetera, I'll obviously have to get much smarter on whatever the theory is. But I do think it's important, actually, for those of us in uniform to be open-minded and be widely read. And the United States Military Academy is a university. And it is important that we train and we understand. And I want to understand white rage. And I'm white, and I want to understand it. So what is it that caused thousands of people to assault this building and try to overturn the Constitution of the United States of America? What caused that? I want to find that out. I want to maintain an open mind here, and I do want to analyze it. It's important that we understand that because our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Guardians, they come from the American people. So it is important that the leaders, now and in the future, do understand it. I've read Mao Zedong. I've read Karl Marx. I've read Lenin. That doesn't make me a communist. So what is wrong with understanding, having some situational understanding about the country for which we are here to defend? And I personally find it offensive that we are accusing the United States military, our general officers, our commissioned, non-commissioned officers, of being, quote, woke or something else because we're studying some theories that are out there. That was started at Harvard Law School years ago, and it proposed that there were laws in the United States, antebellum laws prior to the Civil War, that led to a power differential with African Americans that were 3/4 of a human being when this country was formed. And then we had a Civil War and Emancipation Proclamation to change it. And we brought it up to the Civil Rights Act in 1964. It took another 100 years to change that. So look, I do want to know.
Now, if it's necessary enough to be taught in a military academy, why would it not be necessary enough to be taught anywhere else? And you want to know why we're on the same side? Because it's the truth. My favorite phrase out of this whole thing is, what's wrong with understanding? What's wrong with understanding? I'm trying to figure that out. What's wrong with understanding? What do you not want your kids to understand? You want your kids not to understand the reality of this country and the reality of the world they live in? Or do you want them to keep on living in that little bubble white people was in for a long time? Hilarious, in the age of information, how much we want to keep away from people. Like, you know, it doesn't make any sense to me. If you keep it out of the schools, the kids are going to find out if they want to, okay? And they're going to bring it into the schools. I don't know why you would think there would be any way to block this. We live in a multicultural society. Why will we not want to learn about all of us? Especially as it pertains to being an American. You gotta love Matt Gaetz' pedophile ass over there shaking his head. Why does he still have a job again, y'all? Isn't he showing like titty and ass pictures on the Senate floor and shit? Why the fuck does he still have a job? If I did that shit at a warehouse, I'm getting fired that day. Regardless of Matt Gaetz' stupid ass, General Milley was right on point with everything he said. I agree wholeheartedly with him. And those that are saying that it's some slave philosophy shit, or I even saw one video, and I like this guy a lot too, but you know, he said it was like prison philosophy. I don't see that as the same thing. It's theory. It's theory. You dig what I'm saying? It's critical. First of all, that's the main thing. It's critical race theory. And then on top of that, it's necessary for everyone to learn about each other because not everybody hang out the same way. If you from the city, it's one thing because you're around a lot of people, you're around a lot of different people. It's a big old mix. But folks from the Midwest, way out in the boonies somewhere, you know, they around their people and that's all they know. You know what I'm saying? People congregate towards, you know, their own, and sometimes people never get to see outside of that because of, you know, lack of opportunity or just lack of want. And the last thing that we should be teaching kids how to do is how to be ignorant and how to ignore shit. Because that's what it does when you ignore critical race theory. You ignore a whole bunch of shit. And that's the shit that usually explains a lot of the problems that we have today. But I done enough talking. Y'all let me know what y'all feel like in the comments. Y'all let me know what's going on. Like, subscribe, get at me on the Twitter, get at me on the Instagram. I say the same thing every time. Just do it. Go do that, and I'm out. Peace.